awareness, but this is going to grow from here. So now it is only for this. So we are also talking to some government officials over there, and they're very excited. Probably they will get some government sponsorship. That's the idea basically. So this is and you can see this. This is available in all this language: English, French, German, Spanish, Russian, Gujarati, and Hebrew, and Japanese, and Hindi, Bengali, Punjabi, Tamil. So it's about 15 languages it handles. And then it what it does is, and I'll encourage you to go and try it. And so there is this is the heart of everything actually. So we created some kind of a chat GPT kind of application, which much better, more meaningful, in a way like it's more tailored to ancient Indian context and all. So it's not like we filter all the bias and everything, and then there is whole lot of new information you won't find in it. And some people say, hey, what's the difference between chat GPT and you guys? Because if you ask the same question, we get it. There are three differences. Number one is, this is a real life thing. There's no cut up date for here. I mean, chat GPT and all those things has a cut up date. If you ask what is your chat GPT cut up date, it's like a 1 year old. So whatever up to 1 year ago, whatever the knowledge they gain, it could show it. It's not current. Here, this will be a current knowledge. Everything will be current, and there's a way we can do it, and that is what we are doing it now. Second thing is, this is a very very unbiased, some kind of language. It's a language model we are using it, but very very unbiased. It's not with all the large language model, there's some kind of a biased attitude, and there's a beautiful what do you call, I think on Netflix or something, there's a documentary also, programming bias, how the programming bias happens and all. So we would try to maintain that. Third is, there are a lot of ancient knowledge. That's the reason, a lot of Indian agencies would like to fund us. A lot of ancient knowledge and all those things are not there. I mean, the chat GPT and all the LLM and all, they didn't have access to those knowledge. Unless they access to not those knowledge, they get those knowledge, they scan those knowledge, it's not available. Even if there's available, it's not that clear. And fourth thing is, this going to evolve into more of a education kind of a stuff. You saw that video. More a lot of good things happen, and this will be tailored for every school in India. That's the reason we are trying to reach the government of India. And if they accept this proposal, if they are going to, there'll be a whole lot of funding after that. So we are going to customize it in all those languages, so that every school children, as I said, every school children will have a digital Saraswati. Saraswati is a symbolic word. It's a goddess of wisdom and knowledge. Everybody in India believe it, and it's not a, don't take it from the religious context. Take it from the knowledge point of view. If somebody says, people say it, oh, you have the knowledge of Saraswati. That means everything that guy knows. Okay, so we would like to really create that kind of thing. Who knows everything? So that's the reason we named it as Saraswati. There's nothing religion about it. Okay, it's just a symbolic. Oh, everybody tend to relate that. Oh, Saraswati. Oh, that kind of stuff. It's a relation. People get it what it is mean. So that's the idea. So basically, what we did here, and there's a whole lot of complex technologies there, and I will show you some of them. Some of them I cannot show you because we are talking to investors, and if they find out, they'll back out. You understand that, but some of them I'll show you. A lot of things I'll show you. So there is something called RAG. It's called retrieval augmented generation. What is that? I'm going to talk to you. I'll show you that, and you will do it. That's the reason I've given you $10 credit. I've not given you. I mean, AWS has gave me those coupon to distribute. So it's courtesy AWS always. Okay, so we created a RAG knowledge base, and then from that RAG knowledge base, there's something called vector database. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. And then we are using the large language model AI tool, and then this is your delivery. Basically, 90% of the people, they will access this knowledge base from their mobile. I saw that somebody is accessing from his iPhone. I don't know what he can do it on the workshop, but at least some lot of people do that. So anyway, so people are using mobile more than their laptop and tablet. This is available for all the three devices: laptop, mobile, and tablet, and it's responsive. And we use it. There's something called progressive web app. If you don't know it, progressive web app is your some kind of a mobile extension of your website. Same look and feel, but very responsive, and it looks like a native app. Actually, it's a native app. So it's available right now, and it's also we are. Google is going through. We are going through some approval process. It takes a little time through Google and iPhone. We just started the process. It might take a week or so to get approved, and it will be available on the Google Play Store and iPhone App Store also. But you don't need that. You can really, as long as you have the website address, you can just access it from your website, from your smartphone, and it will behave like a native web app. So native app, that's what is progressive web app. So that's a very clever design. That's the latest trend. And then this is the place where you ask a lot of questions, and then we're going to show you the demo about that. That a different thing. Now, before we do that, let me show you what we did. Let me open a picture. I mean, AWS Bedrock generative AI. Let's open this guy. This is AWS. This is the AWS exactly. This is the AWS official site. Okay, so we didn't use all of this. Okay, but some of the concept. Let me I tell you what how you did it. So basically, you have some kind of authentication lambda function. This is a complex diagram. I mean, a lot of things I did from here, but a little hard. Let me. This is the easy one. This will be the easy for you guys. Understand? But that's a complex diagram. A lot of people may not understand. Okay, but we did exactly that like that diagram. We followed that basically. Okay, okay. So this is the AWS diagram. You can find all those there. So whatever, this is your client. It could be laptop, it could be tablet, it could be a mobile device, and then there's the Amazon API gateway. So it's all driven by API basically. What is API? Probably it's called application programming interface. So the Amazon they call AWS. It means Amazon Web Services. Web Services is nothing but lots of API, lots of like millions of API. They work with each other, and that's what it's called web services. So Amazon, as a matter of fact, any cloud computing, Amazon, Google, Azure, they work on APIs basically. So whatever you do, it basically a lot of back end at the back end, a lot of APIs fired, and they have all the virtual server and everything get provision and stuff like that. You should have some cloud computing knowledge to understand. But anyway, so what this API gateway, it just takes. So you have the lambda function. I'll show you what is lambda function. I'll show you in real life. And then lambda function fires is some kind of a function, serverless function. It's a Python code basically. Okay, that Python code fires based on the API call. So you have to that Python code won't do much unless you pass it through API. It makes the API and send it back and forth. And then there are a lot of security and other stuff. I'm not going to this is the easy diagram. And then there is something called Amazon Bedrock, and is Amazon recognition, for photo recognition and stuff like that. We are not using that in our product, but it we have a plan to use it in future. So but this is Amazon Bedrock, which has a knowledge base. So it queries the knowledge base, and once the knowledge base is queries and it gets input, so lambda passes the queries to this, and then it gives you the output, and then it through again through this part, you see this, and then it goes to the client. So whatever you're asking, this is the route basically. Okay, so if you look at our diagram here, uh, okay, so we just produce that. So this is a RAG, retrieval augmented generation, that's called. And then this is the knowledge base, same. And this is my client, you saw that. And this client is a mobile device. And so we are asking something, and then through this AI, this is asking a question, and then the question, the RAG gets the question, and then RAG returns that question, and so it's a back and forth kind of a thing. Okay, so that's the whole idea. Now I'll go and show you the actual demo, but before you do that, you can also, I'm going to show you what is a Amazon Bedrock. So I can show you a lot of other stuff also. Okay, let me show you the Amazon. I'll just be very brief with this because this is a part of their official, basically, presentation, which I'm supposed to show it to you guys. So I'll be very brief. I mean, I don't want to bore you. It's a lot of bullet points. Okay, so that even I didn't even put my speaker name, but that's okay. So basically, so these are the images, and then generative AI can create images, recognize images, and stuff like that. What is generative AI? You know that, generative AI actually it comes from the concept, of a deep learning. People who do not know deep learning, so deep learning, okay, at the very core level, there is something called transfer learning. I mean, these are all really complex stuff, and there is it generates new things from whatever it learns from the previous thing. So it goes and learns a pattern. So suppose it learns the picture of a dog here. It come to the previous dog, and then it learns the pattern of the dog. Many millions of dogs it scans, and then it runs, because every dog, because of the pixels and everything, and it forms some kind of pattern. And now let me tell you, computer only understands 0 and 1, nothing else. Computer only understands 0 and 1. People who have done some hardware engineering course 101, simple as possible computer course, Boolean algebra, they know what they are talking about. So computer only understands 0 and 1. So how the computer will recognize the picture of a dog? So what happen is, every little, so this is all pixel. So all those little tiny, this the picture of the dog is divided into hundreds of thousands of pixels, and each pixel, black and white, from 0 to 255, different shade, different number, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 2, like that. So each pixel represents some number, some combination of 0 and number, and then it goes and divide everything is pixel, and then every pixel it goes, and then it records it, okay, and then it runs it, and then it tries to find a pattern, that what are the combination of pixels, different 0 and 1, makes the nose of this a dog. What are the combinations of the pixels ma- makes the ear of this dog or the hat? So this is called feature engineering. So every little feature of this picture is converted into some kind of a number through pixels. And then when it scans millions of pictures, so it understands the pattern, because the dog knows the combination of dog nose picture, no matter how, what kind of a dog, is always there's a pattern. So it will never resemble the combination of 0 and of 1 of the cat nose. Okay. So it learns the pattern. Once it learns the pattern, and then if you show the another dog picture, and it again converts into 0 and 1, and then it compares with its pattern, and say, oh, no, this guy is a dog, it's not a cat. So that's the image recognition happens. Now this is the fun part. Now, because it learns so much, it can generate new pictures also, new languages also, and that's what is called generative AI. Make sense? Okay, so it generates its own from whatever the pattern it learned from from the model. The model is fed into those kind of system to learn. It always learns. What it learns is nothing. It learns the pattern. That means it combines all the pixels into 0 and 1, and then it puts into some kind of a database. And once it is there, and when you get the 0 and 1, then you can use mathematics basically. Beautiful calculus. All those are all advanced calculus, but you use calculus to find really what kind of a pattern it really has, or each picture has, and then you compare each pattern. So that's why it's called generative AI. That's it generates a branch of AI that focuses on creating new data. So it's really from the old pattern, old data, it is creating a new data. So that's our generative AI. So road to generative AI, everybody knows there's a whole lot of hype, by the way, whole lot of hype, and I hate Replit. Never, never, never. That guy, that those guys should be in jail. To be honest with you, they're ripping money for nothing. They're creating hype. They are using a YouTube influencer. They're paying them. They say, "I created this. I tried it myself because I really needed to create a form, a simple form for me fast. I spent like a $40. It didn't create anything." And I wrote a complaint and all, and I said, "Hell with you guys, you cannot even create a form." And he said, "With Replit, you can create, entire website and software and all." Bullshit. Okay, so those kind of never fall those kind of highs. And please, I'm so mad about Replit. So never, never talk to, all those YouTube influencers coming. They're just coming to make money. They're not going to teach you anything. Okay. And if you fall for that, you'll forget about getting a 1 million salary job at Anthropic or at AWS. So so this is then word embedding and all. It really similarity search and all those things. This is all complex. I don't want to get into all those things. So it's a vector, word to vector, natural processing and all those things. So this is all. What it does is it summarize a text. It can answer a question and answer. It can do the sentiment analysis, speech recognition. So these are the things I used it. Okay, so in my model. So I'm just going because I have whole lot of things to cover. And this is a research paper called "Attention is All You Need." Every time, even in my book, also I've written a book, I have mentioned all the research paper, because if you really want to learn deep, you have to learn from the research paper, from the source, from where it came. Amazon. This is the Amazon slide, official slide. I'm glad they mentioned that a research paper. Okay, so attention, all you need. This is all those generative AI and all those large language model. How the large language model came, and this is the research paper they mentioned. And then there is something called transformer here. So the concept of transformer is it's a little really complex concept. But what is this? It generated, and then if you see this, and then there is something called embedding. Now, so when you ask a question to a large language model, even a chat GPT or anybody, okay, hey, who is the president of United States? Okay, chat GPT, they don't have the current knowledge, so they will still say Bush. Okay, who is this guy? Biden. Because they don't know, Trump got elected recently. They have that 1 year old knowledge. So that's it. But suppose they have the current knowledge, you'll say, yeah, Trump. Okay. So when you ask that question, you cannot ask that question into 0 and 1, because you understand computer only understand 0 and 1, nothing else. So you'll have to ask the question, convert that English question into a combination of 0 and 1. How you can do that? You cannot do that. It's crazy. Nobody can do that. So there is something, part of the large language model called embedding model. So what the embedding does is it takes your plain, English input, or as a matter of fact, German. I have a multilingual product. I'll show you. So and then it converts into 0 and 1. Once it converts, that's called input embedding. And then once you converts into 0 and 1, then it goes and feed to the large language model. Then large language model processes, and then it sends the output again in 0 and 1, because computer only understands 0 and 1. Then there is output embedding that converts that 0 and 1 into your plain English. So that's the basic concept. So this is very complex stuff. Unless you have a deep knowledge of um, deep learning, is very difficult to grasp, because you see this, there is linear function, they're using soft maths and all kinds of stuff. But what is a transformer basically? It uses a transfer learning basically. So a model learns something, and then from that you are asking the model to create new data. So you are getting that knowledge of some model, and then you are creating a new model out of that. So you're transferring some kind of knowledge it learned, all those data, and then you are making. So it's all transfer learning and all those. Transformer is part of that. So it's a complex, you don't need to know basically. So these are the basically. I'm not going all the details of this here, because it's a lot of, I won't say boring, but you won't be able to. So there is something called Amazon code is whisperer. It has it. You can sign it. I think they charge you something like a $10 or something. I mean, I never tried it because I have other. But there are a lot of coding tools. Even within the VS Code is called Copilot, and then there are many. Okay, and those coding tools will help you to generate code, but that doesn't mean you do. And that's a problem here. A lot of people make it, oh, I don't know code, I'll just ask the coding tool to generate code for me. Good luck. What will happen is, because it learns from the pattern of those codes, because it scans GitHub and all. So millions of code it learns, and most of the code, some of them work, some of them do not work, some of them buggy. It doesn't distinguish. Then it makes some kind of a code for you in your context. 99% 0.9% will make things, your life, really miserable, because in your context it will never work. And if you do not have a deep programming knowledge, you'll never be able to fix all the bugs. And if you ask this guy to fix it, it will create another bug. Okay, so first you learn the coding, become expert, then it will help you to generate the coding, because you already expert. So you go, so it generates 20 lines of code. So you don't have to write 20 lines of code line by line, but it wrote it. Now you go, you read it, and then wherever it is, you see, it's going to throw some bug, you fix it. So instead of writing a code, and that might take you like 2 hours, it will save you at least an hour. But still you have to write your own code. So this is what it is. Technology, probably in 5 years from now, you don't have to write anything, it will do it. But it's not there yet. And that's what I'm so mad on Replis. They're creating hype, literally hype. I don't know who funded them, so they're just going to all kinds of YouTube and all those kind of places. I've created $10 million product. Bullshit. Show me the $10 million. Nothing. That guy is paid. It cannot even create a one single JavaScript form. One single. An entry level JavaScript will take about two hours. Entry level guy to create a form, entry form, email address and phone number. It couldn't even create it. I tried it myself, and I'm let them come to me, show me. I'll say it in front of everybody. It's CNN and all. So that's the reason I'm so mad about this. All these guys, so much hype. As I say, Amazon is a very, very good company. They always told me, they give me idea like, Ahmed, tell them what it is. Don't create hype, and that's what I'm here. Okay, so stay with you. If you stay with AWS, you're in good company. They have tons of. I'll show you where you can find all the knowledge base, and where those are all authentic knowledge base, no hype. Okay, so this is another platform called SageMaker. It has its own foundation model. So a lot of things that SageMaker is there. If you don't know what it, I had a previous workshop how to use SageMaker. The video is available on YouTube, so you can go and watch it. So it's so it has all the platform and everything. So you don't have to do much. So that's called SageMaker. Then what are the applications of generative AI? You can do the text generation, game design, industrial design, drug design research, image generation, and so many other stuff. So there is something called stable diffusion. They can use it, so you can generate. You see this dog and this dog and this dog, and from this dog you use stable diffusion, and you can generate a new image. So from this dog, it generated new image. So that's called image generation. So different image generation. You use stable diffusion. It's available on Amazon. So I'm just going a little fast with this. Okay, now what else? Oh, now prompt engineering. This is very important. Now prompt engineering, it says you are now attention. All you need. You remember the research paper is showed in the beginning that what is prompt engineering? The prompt engineering is you are telling the large language model what to do. You say, hey, I can, isn't it intelligent enough to really, understand what I'm asking? No. Why? Because it learns everything from pattern. So because it has learned so much, it has so much data. If you don't give a really exactly as per their large language model, as per not what human thinks, because we think different and computer large language model thinks different. We have not reached large language model, not reached even a human 3-year old kind of a intelligence. A 3-year old has a better intelligence than the large language model. Then he said, why they are doing so many things? Because it's so vast, so big, so powerful. Okay. But the intelligence wise, they are not even close to a 3-year old, this thing. There. That's what it's called weak AI. I'll come to that some other part. And then artificial general AI. That's about we are 20 years away from that, from that kind of a position where it will think like human. That's called AGI, artificial general. Search for the word singularity. And Ray Kurzweil has written lots of good books about that. So you have to really give the precise, instruction, but it does really wonder. So you read a book like it will take you 300-page book to read, even if it's a non-fiction book, it will take you like a 10 hours, right? And this large language model, it will just take like a 2 minutes to read it. It's fast because of the fast computing power, but that doesn't mean it has all the intelligence. So that's the reason. So what happens is if you give instruction in plain English, what happens is it suffers some kind of a hallucination. It's called hallucination. It gets confused, and that's called hallucination state. What is hallucination? When you are high on drug or something, you hallucinate. You lose your sense. You hallucinate. People who really get drug and or try drug and something, I mean, I'm sure you have not tried it. If you have tried it, you know what it is. Hallucination. So it goes into that hallucination. Okay. And then once you goes into the hallucination, it gives you all kinds of irrational kind of answer. So it's okay if you try it from home, but if you put it in some kind of a production context, think of it your chat GPT or your large language model chatting with a real customers, and it has hallucination. All the customers will just close your business in next an hour, because they'll be so mad, they'll be so angry. So you just cannot afford to do that. So that's why you need to have a very, very good prompt engineering. Prompt engineers are very, very high on demand. But he said, okay, prompt engineering is cool, so I don't have to learn programming. No, sir. You have to learn programming, because prompt engineering, and I'll show you how I did it, and you can also do it. You'll have to programmatically ask LLM, because on the real life model, suppose if you go to the Amazon, everybody knows that, and then you buy some purchase, you see all the reviews. So everybody goes and read the reviews. All those reviews are real life. People just got the review, and then based on your program, based on your product, it pulls on the reviews, and it has a trillions of data, all the reviews in stored somewhere. Your particular product review, how it would know? That's what it uses, all those kind of stuff, and that's what all those programmatically you have to do it. And I'll show you what I mean. So that is called prompt engineering. So I will give you another overview, and then we'll get to the fun stuff. So hold on. I will. So basically, if you are familiar with GitHub, so you should. This is my GitHub repository basically. So, and if you really learn this technique, everything is available on GitHub. Basically, everything is available. You don't have to write anything on your own. Lots of things are available on GitHub, but you have to really be expert to get those code, modify, customize, and run it for yourself. So I have written a book, and I'll show you. It's just not trying to impress you, but impress upon you how it works. It's called Dive into Chat GPT. And this book, after publishing after 6 months, everything Chat GPT changes, and that book got obsolete in terms of coding. So I am releasing this book, probably, I'm so busy, probably next month, a new version, new edition, and with all the updated code. But most of the codes are, I have updated up to chapter 9, chapter 10 and 11 I haven't updated. So you can go ahead, and it's a free. You can try this, and then you can see this. These are all Python code, and then it's a prompt poem writing, the basic, your first prompt engineering code. You can see this, and I'm going to show it to you in this code. So you have to really install a lot of stuff. This is a Jupyter notebook, OpenAI, and then you have to pass on the OpenAI your key and everything, API key, so that OpenAI, you have to sign up for OpenAI, and then this is, you see this, and this is a very easy client completion create. This is a function. You'll find it on the OpenAI website, and you get all the reference. So if you are a good Python programmer, you have to call this function and then call these parameters, and this is a prompt. You are saying, hey, and what is a prompt? Write an essay about history of Silicon Valley and how this place has literally changed the world. So if you use Chat GPT, and you can use it, and Chat GPT will give you the answer. Okay, but on the real programming, you have to do it programmatically, because customers will ask you, and they won't use any dashboard or anything. And think of it, millions of customers that you will be using it. So you call this programmatically, and you see this is the OpenAI, and then you have to pass the OpenAI key, your key, you have to generate it from your account. All those things are there. I'm just giving you some example, and then you pass this, and this is a model, this is a language model, GPT 3 point turbo instruct. I'm using chat GPT here just to give you, and they're prompting her to one, and so you defined your prompt. This is a prompt, and then you have to token. That means token means every large language model sends all the words in terms of token. Token could be one character, token could be one word. Depends on, it's all internal structure. It's nothing but when it converted into 0 and 1, those 0 and combination represent some kind of a token. It's all internal stuff. You don't need to know. But you have to say, hey, give me a later this thing, and the maximum token is 1000. If you don't give it a limit, then it again hallucinate. It doesn't know how big the essay would be. So you have to tell them. So this is the maximum. So 1000 word means like 100 token equal to 750 words, approximate. So about 750 words of essay is generated, and you see this is about 750 words. Okay, so this is called prompt engineering, and then there's a whole lot of advanced stuff. So a lot of advanced stuff, and so I encourage you to wait and then contact me, stay in touch. I'm so busy with the production. This is pending. I know this is in my list. This is never happening. But I really need to revise this book and release it the new. And everybody will get a Kindle edition free. My commitment, free book from me. Okay, so this is my book, but I will just give it to you free, the Kindle edition. But stay, I don't know because so many things are happening. I need about 3 4 days to revise this and revise all the program and release it. Even 3 hours, I'm not getting time for 3 4 days. Okay, so that's about it. So this is a prompt engineering, as I said. Now, so as you said this, so we now we are going to start here, and then all of you. So I this is I'm asking. So this is my program. Okay, and this is available in basically how many languages here? 15 languages: French, German, Spanish, Russian, Gujarati, Hebrew, Japanese, Hindi, Bangla, Punjabi, Tamil, and then two, three more. We don't have the screen because we are so, we had to really release the product. So we are working, but you can ask those questions. Again, the rag days coming. So let me demo the product little bit, and then I will go and show you exactly what that, and then you can also try with me. So basically, so it will ask a question this related to Veda. She said, I want to learn about Veda. Veda is a very old ancient Indian texts, all those spiritual script and all those things. Because I'm doing it for India basically, because that's what my money will come. Okay, so that's what. So it's not nothing like anything, because there's a whole lot of tracks. So it's so, see how deep it will go. It's so intelligent. It understood. So if the Vela is a collection of this is saying that and all those kind of a thing, and then you want to go this say more details about Veda. Now you ask more question, because it can give you like a 2000 200 two pages of this thing, and you see this the token. I restrict the token for 200 words, because on the mobile device, on a folding screen, if you give them the output like a 2 page, people will get bored. You see this again, it gave you the more answer. Then it says there are four Vedas and all, and then it goes deeper and deeper, and then say, okay, Rig Veda. So there are four Vedas, right? So let me ask something about Rig Veda. So more details about, okay, so if you tell them, and what will happen is, see, you are going deeper and deeper. So you ask something about Vedas, give it, and then you pick a thread from there, and then you're asking, you're giving it more details. So you said it's so knowledgeable, it's going deeper and deeper and deeper. Suppose you are a student, so you want to ask questions, and it is going deeper and deeper. It is giving you exactly precisely 200 words kind of this thing short answer, but you are getting it. Now you are asking the deeper question and notes. Okay, it's very useful for foreigners. That's what, a lot of people in India, are interested. They want to learn. They want to promote yoga. They want to promote Indian culture. There are all those kind of traditions and stuff. So foreigners, they speak French, German, and they don't understand. So if that this kind of things is available in foreign languages, nothing like it, and they want to learn more. So once they understand, they ask everything in their German language or French language, and they're taking notes. They're going deeper and deeper. So they don't have to search for Google. They don't have to search for others. They don't have to compare, five different books to understand. Everything is precise concept. This is what I'm doing. Okay, and we have already uploaded about more than 100,000. I'll show you how we upload it. 100,000, pages, and we are going to have 1 million pages, and probably by the end of this year, we are going to have 100 million pages uploaded. So vast amount of knowledge, provided we get some funding. That is also there. Hopefully, we'll get it. But so now let me ask the same question in German. You said let's try the Google Translate. So let me ask the same question in German. Okay. So this is an English. Let's say I will ask everything in English. Okay, English, and then we'll translate into German and ask and see what it says. Okay. So it says we asked in the first question. I want to learn about Veda. Okay. So let me translate the question in I don't know what in German you call it. So we'll have to rely on Google. The Google translated. I want to learn about Veda. Ichen Monche. What I don't know. I cannot even pronounce what it is. But I'm asking the same question in German, and let's see. And see, and it also gave me the answer in German. Okay. So this is the beauty of large language model, because not if all the model understand all the this thing. There's a whole lot of programming involved. So how you do it? So basically, and now we are going to the console, and everybody come with log into the console. If you have already have the coupon code, so use with me. Now the practical step comes. So you have the RAG. It's called retrieval augmented generation. Okay, it retrieves, then it augment whatever you are asking, that it generate all the answer for you, and that's a knowledge base, and then I'm using it. So this is how I do it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the real life. So this is my Amazon Bedrock. Amazon Bedrock, and do they have a slide? Amazon Bedrock. Yes, yes, let me show this slide to you. You see this Amazon Bedrock. Okay. So no, Amazon SageMaker, and then Amazon Bedrock. Where is that Bedrock? What Yes, Amazon Bedrock. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. This is exactly I use. The models will keep getting bigger and bigger and all those things. Blah blah blah. Don't worry about that. Okay. I hate bullet points, by the way. I want to show something practical. So you have the generative AI. Exactly. You see this. Exactly. We use it. Then we use something called Amazon Bedrock. Now, what is Amazon Bedrock? Amazon Bedrock is a platform that integrates all these models, because you have to talk to those models, right? And it's a free platform, but it's whatever the model uses, it charges. So Amazon Bedrock, you see this Amazon EC2 TRN1 and Amazon EC2. This is a